Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. So, I have a new camera. This camera is cool. And it's like wider by a... You can see my coffee now. This water bottle probably doesn't need to be here. But it's a Thursday. And we've got a lot of things going on for this Thursday. But I'm hoping the new camera makes this a little bit more clear, less fuzzy. I seem to be having fuzzy problems with my old camera. So this camera's cool. It's got a light ring to it. I think that's neat. So there's light rings. And light rings are nice. So it is Thursday. And we're actually going to do cleanup today. We've got all of the Earth Tau pictures need to be to the guys at Earth Tau they're going to be doing a special event on Sunday, because that is Tau, right? Tau is 2 times. Good morning, Patsy. Tau is 2 times pi, and so Earth Tau is going to be doing a thing. I'm going to try to turn this camera here like this, and then not get it in the light ring. How about that? How about tilt it? I know, I'm making all you guys sick. Sorry. There we go. There. I want the monitor to be centered to some degree. Anyway, Tau is 2 times pi. And so 2 times pi being 3.14, is 6.28. Which means that Tau Day, if you think that Pi Day is March 14th, Tau Day would be June 28th, or Sunday. Originally, I believe that these folks wanted to put a release out on their game on Sunday, but I think that the coronavirus has made a mess of everything, and I think that they're having real difficulties with trying to get production deadlines running like they're supposed to, and I empathize fully with them on that. So they're doing the best that they can. Needless to say, what we got here is we're going to be working on all of the Tau pieces that we've got on the plate, so that I can push them out by today and give them all to the folks at Earth Tau, so that they can have all 3 pieces. We'll start with the piece that we had on the plate, or on the plate a long time ago. We were working on, let's go in here. I gotta go. We were working on rock salt, and they've made some requests for changes, minor changes, but requests for changes. And so I'm going to go on ahead and do that real quick here. So we're going to bring up rock salt for this. Redo 3, I believe, is what we're after. Nope. That's not the one. Redo 2, I think, is the one we're after. That's the one. So we don't need to do the overlay blocks anymore. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring up some information on this. We've got a text file here that they had brought to me. The hero symbol is suit. And we're just going to go ahead and let's go ahead and bring that screen up so we can talk about it. Good morning, Fred. How are you this morning? And we have to work on rock salt. We have to, so as I was saying at the beginning here, Tau Day is Sunday, which is 2 times pi. tau is twice pi, or the diameter of a circle. And that's 6.28. So if Pi Day is 3.14 or 314 or March 14th, then Tau Day is going to be on Sunday. So they want to do something special for Tau Day because it's coming up. So I'm going to go through here and just fix some of the... oh, not today, guys. It was working until a second ago. Fix some of the things going on with... Oh, you're peer reviewing? Ugh. Am I getting it back yet? Hang on. It's aggravating to me. There we go. Now let's see if it's figured it out. There we go. Oh, no. Don't do that. So, all right. The requests were that the books have different references. So, the only thing I can think of, I think I've actually done all the books. So we're going to just do a couple of small things. Gun show is a reference to another card. Good morning, Donald. We're in grief. Dawn of Helios. So what we're doing here is prepping these last pieces for print. They're going to have to go to print soon with these guys, so I'm going to try to get these guys all out for them. So we're going back and we're fixing rock salt, which is this card, for them. So just making sure I've got everything I need for this. The request from the client is to make it so that the front layer and the back layer are separate. So we're going to real quickly save as. We're going to call this one a PNG. And we're going to call this, I'm going to put this over here. There we go. Because I need to type and I need to face the computer when I type. I'll call this rock salt foreground. All right. It takes it a second, but while it's doing that, I'll prep background. And while we're doing this, I'll warn you that we have some creepypasta going on here when it comes to Dr. Mom. It is like a 3D effect, Donald. What I think they do is sometimes they'll take the characters separated from the backgrounds and use them for their whatever their promotional artwork or things like that. The character being separated from the background means they could just stick it in their books and write text around it, and it looks like different artwork than the artwork that they had before. So the idea kind of is to make it have some kind of, the ability to separate those. So that's what they're really after. Okay, we're done here. So I will save as, and then we will call this one the background. It is difficult to look into that light. Man. All right. That puts these guys to be done. All things are prepped on that one. Man, look, this light is tough on the eyes. I wonder if I can turn the light down. Ooh, there we go. And the question is, can you even see me? Turn that light on. Try to get myself level here. I have a new rig, and I'm on my rig, and it's not going so well. Okay. So that's still saved. So while it's still saving, I'll figure out whether this rig is working right or not. I guess it's not a problem. So the new light that I've got is fascinating. First I have a ring light, which has a hole in the center, which is perfect for like my camera. Like my big camera. I can put my big camera in there, and then you get a ring light, which is how you get those when you see models and they're looking right at the camera and they get these little rings in the middle of their eyes. That's a ring light. And so I've got a ring light now, which I think is really fun, but it's remarkably bright. It's a remarkably bright ring light. So there's that. And then I've got this camera, the new camera, which is very high def. I'm very impressed with the quality of the camera. So, but that camera is it's got a ring light as well, which I think is cool. So I've turned on both of those lights to kind of give a little bit more of a filtered light coming this way. Obviously, I still have this big light right here, which really does a great job of lighting me up. But in order for this light to work, I really need to get a diffuser over this, because what it really needs is a diffuser. And so we'll put that on there. And that's something I'll put on next. So there's that. Anyway, so we're going to get back to work over here. Alrighty. So let's get back to work. So we've got rock salt clear. So I'm not going to merge visible on this one. I'm going to unmerge the visible here. I don't need the overlays, I don't think. So I'm just going to hold, but I'm going to keep it just in case. So we're going to save it in its original format here. And then we're going to close it. And like I said, I apologize for the creepypasta, guys, but we got to do this one. And I took... Okay, we got creepypasta, and I know it, and I'm so sorry. She wasn't crazy enough we were just getting to the point where I just felt like she wasn't crazy enough. And so what I really want to do is we want to raise her face up. And this is seriously going to be creepypasta, and I apologize. We're going to raise her face up like this. And what we're doing with this, we'll go here like this, is we're going to change the aspect of her nose. To like, no, not history brush. Thanks though. Thanks for playing. Alright, we're going to change the aspect of, undo. I'm going to change all of this aspect here. Okay. So, and I'm going for the idea we're going for here is that I'm raising her face up. Right? So we're going to go through here and we're going to fix this. So we've got more, you're looking at the underside of her nose. Like this. Right? It's too abrupt. We're not ready for that yet. We're not ready. All right. There we go. And this is good because this will get her mouth out from underneath the claw here. The claw is our master. The claw decides who will go and who will stay. I just made a Toy Story reference. There you go. For all of you who love Toy Story. I love watching Pixar films. Pixar has figured it out. They've got storytelling down to a fine science. Even their crappy films are good. That's amazing to me, you know? And that just astonishes me. Okay, coming around here, and all we're doing is just coloring in this section here, okay? Oh, it might. Donald, that's an interesting idea. I don't know how crazy she is. She's a doctor, so she might not be that crazy. I have to see. But I do feel like maniacal laughter is called for. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to bring this in. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put a layer up here. And we're just going to talk a little bit about eyes, right? And put in. The thing about people is, if you see the tops of their eyes, they're crazy, right? Nobody ever shows the tops of their eyes. Right? I have to do this. You see, I have to actually sit here and go, hey, 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 hey. And it's so funny. So it's like I have to, while I'm drawing this, it cracks me up. I can't just draw this. So every time I do this, I think of the Shia videos where Shia continually has this lovely little young lady do these dances. And the lady, the girl is phenomenal. Her dancing is incredible. But they intentionally make her, the director instructs her to look with her eyes so that she constantly looks insane. And it makes her dance feel like insanity. And it's cool. I mean, it works. But I remember that every time we do this. It's like, so knowing that this is the case, there's her teeth going like this. She's smiling like the Joker. Right? And give her lips some form here. This is just my sketch, so don't worry that it's there. That looks much crazier. Like, less, oh, something in her hair is not bad. I like that. Like a creature holding on in here and kind of going, oh God, why am I in her hair? Like he's lost. I'll give him bug eyes. That's a great idea, man. Good job. This it. I'll add to that. We're here. There we go. There we go. I'm actually going to go down here, I think, on this. I think we're going to full-fledged insanity here. But regardless of how full-fledged, I don't think her mouth will be that big. I'm just saying. Right? I am. So she is a geneticist. And she's an evil geneticist as a character. So I feel like there we go. Let's clean this up so that we can see what we're doing in here. Because otherwise, I have a hard time visualizing whether we did this right. And that's how we got into this mess in the first place. So Now we're here. Now let's de-crooked it, because it is crooked. There we go. That's what I was looking for. When I did this character, yeah, they're all like, she's broken, isn't she? Except for this guy who's like, oh God, I hate life. He's the only one. Okay, so now that I've set up my, I actually kind of want this eyebrow to be the same as the other eyebrow. More like this. Yeah. There, maniacal laughter. It is to be maniacal. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to just dim this down so that I can go back onto the ink layer itself. And we're just, wow, zooming in. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. That Lost Boys was one of those movies. Like, really changed the nature of how we looked at things. You know what I mean? I mean, like, it was a watershed 80s movie. I really liked that movie. I had a big crush on the girl who is Kiefer Sutherland's girl, or whatever her name was. I don't even know who she was, because I don't think she had anything but she was eye candy, and that made me sad, but I was 14, so I give myself a pass on that. So I give myself a pass on the fact that I was crushing on a girl for her looks only. It's a thing. And we're just... There we go. It wasn't until I had to be much older before I started crushing on girls for the things they did. At 14, I was still into girls for their looks. It was kind of a bizarre effect. And that's okay, I got better. I got better with time. We're going to do this, we're going to go in here, and we're just going to... There we go. We're just doing this here. What we're doing here is just making this creepy. Of course I'm human, and I certainly don't feel like I was a bad human. I just find it funny in retrospect now. As a aforementioned member of this human race. I'm going to make her lips darker like this. There we go, just like that. And we've got now lips, right? So if we check this, we should have pretty decent, well-formed lips going on here. And this is just the shadow through here, and we're just going to shadow it in. Still want her mouth turned up at the end. It's part of what makes Joker creepy. Puberty. It's true. It's true. Although I kind of got a clue in high school. I had some really excellent female friends in high school, and so I bought a clue quickly and early on. Very, very smart young ladies, and I found that to be much more attractive. And they were attractive young ladies, all they were high school girls, but it was a thing. But still, I learned early on. There we go. So I'm putting some shine on the lips here. All right. We're just gonna this darkish gray makes for a good shade on the teeth, like that. I'm just gonna put a little bit of here. She's got very good dental hygiene. She takes care of her teeth. She's doing a good job. Good job. She brushes every day, but she's crazy, so she probably brushes with one of these animals. And so there's that. But at least the teeth look good. I'm easily entertained. Good morning, Brent. We have creepypasta for the day. Just as you show up, I turn on the layer of creepypasta. I'm easily entertained. Okay. So we're working on Dr. Mom again. We've been talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about the director of Lost Boys passed away, and that was sad. We were being sad about that. So, Dr. Mom was not crazy enough. I didn't feel like she was crazy enough. So, I have been going back through and crazying her up. And what I was explaining was that crazy people you don't see crazy people are the people you see the tops of the eyes of. So you can indicate crazy by just showing the tops of the eyes. Right. So she's probably got very dark brown eyes. I thought. There we go. Very dark brown eyes. We'll come back in and clean these up and put in the shine and things like that in a minute. We're just putting in base colors at the moment. So, putting in these base colors and this base coat. And now we're going to come back in and just do this part of her eye, right here. I hope my child didn't kill himself just now. Something went thump, and I thought I heard him make a noise. Now what we're doing here is I'm just putting in the highlight on the inside of the eye there. We're going to put in some darkness on the other side of the eyeball to give it some depth so that it feels kind of like we've got some depth going on right here. Because the eyes are never white. We always just call them eye whites and stuff like that, and we read and register that these are white, but really they're not. Part of the eye is, in fact, not very white. We're going to go ahead and put in her eyelashes. Along here. There we go. And now I really want to put the eyebrows. I want them to be like this, where they're now we should be able to kill that line and get a lot more crazy out of her. That looks a lot more crazy. She looks a lot more insane. And this is where I was headed to begin with. Okay, so we've got this going for us, and she looks certifiable now. That's exactly what I was after, right? So we'll go in here now and take this layer. We still need this layer for checking what's going on with everything else, but for right now, this is doing great. Okay, I hear elephants going up the stairs, which means that my child is not, in fact, dead. It's a plus. Did not, in fact, kill himself off. It means I don't have to actually take a break from here to find out whether he's dead or not. There we go. We're just going in here and darkening this out. I want it to be very prominent. I want you to look at her mouth and go, yeah. Make sure that her eye teeth are pointy. Nothing says crazy like pointy eye teeth. I don't know what the story is there. Don't ask me, I just work here. Then I'm going to go ahead and really emphasize the under part of the eye. And there's that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And then I'll do this right here. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're just giving a little bit of highlight right there. No, because she, to answer Fred's question, Fred's saying, have none of these creatures ever clawed or bitten her? They're genetically modified, so I'm presuming that no, none of them. None of them. I mean, she makes them all her little babies, and so she's, I'm assuming, not had a single bite on this. Or if they do, I presume she would do like all crazy people would and say, "Now, dear, don't poison your mom." And you're like, well, okay, there's that. So I figure that she's not sane. So I like the idea of her being just fundamentally cuckoo, and all of this stuff is just. You're like, well, then there was that. So, she looks pretty crazy right here. She looks. Oh, blood streaks would be good, yeah. Like, she's been up all night. got to do a couple more things over here. We got to go over here and we've got to clean up this ear a little bit so that it looks less like a cartoon drawing and more like a painting. So I'm just going to go through here and just do a little bit of just clearing it up like this. We're just trying this. I mean, everybody starts somewhere, and this is me starting here with this because I've never done paints before, really. So this is an experiment here. Right here, a bit of light right there. We're just clearing this here because there's really not a lot of right? I mean, she's definitely insane to some degree, just like Elmora or Igor. Okay. Cultural references abound. I'll have to come back in here and fix this tentacle. There we go. More like that. I feel like originally this tentacle was by itself, but now it's funnier to have it like touching her face. Bork. Bleep. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to actually do real quickly here. We're going to do the highlights on our eyes. And these really are truly white because we want it to go like this. And so now we'll talk about the sclera, which is what you guys are talking about. So we'll put, not that bright though. We want it darker, like this. Yeah, she's been up too long. There we go. It's hard to see, but it adds to the effect. I agree. Sweat on forehead might be kind of fun too. I'm going to add a few more. Well, we'll do this. Whoa, not that. We'll add some highlight along here. Indicate some shine. That'll help that. with this or that, but I like all the rest of it. Looks good. All right. Now she's starting to look certifiable. We had making sure nothing else here. Right. We had on here another critter up there on the top. So I'm going to do that one for real quick. Like hiding in her hair. Make him yellow. A yellow critter. Alright, one here. A weird yellow critter. It's up here hiding in her hair. Okay, see you later, Donald. It's all good, man. I'll see you later. You just join me when you can, man. Thank you for joining me today. Oops. Undo. And go in here with the Comic Ink. I'm just gonna... And I'm not gonna answer that because I love how people just assume I'm available all the time. We're gonna go in here with Comic Ink. I'll leave a message. It's the bug people. I like the bug people. I get rid of the bugs in my house. That's an important job. I'm okay with bugs as long as they are not in my house. There we go. Excellent. So, go ahead and flip this around. Let's give ourselves some darker colors. Get back to my watercolor, but let's bring it down. All right, we're going to go through here and turn off this. And we're going to just go through here. We're going to start like this. I don't know, man. I'm just here. Look on his face. There we go. Something kind of in the middle here. It kind of just gives some air like this. So Fred, we worked on one of the pictures for you earlier this week. The psionic kids trying to tip a horse. It ended up being a horse. Because, and I have really no reason why, it just looked better as a horse. Because the horse looked annoyed and it was funny. And so I figured you wanted that to kind of be more humor. So we went with humor on that. And he's just kind of coming around here going, like, really? Why am I here? I have no idea. So we did that earlier this week. That was kind of cool. Why am I here? That was funny in my book. We're just going to give him some eye stalks. This seems fundamentally different than other creatures in here. He's got little eye stalks. Well, except for the lobster, I guess. But, it's totally fine. Really, all I was trying to do was just tell you that we've been working on it, so that you know that you are on the work detail this week. I feel kind of like he's duly unimpressed. I was just telling, I don't know if you were here in the beginning whenever I said that we're coming up on Tau Day. And so the Earth Tau guys kind of want me to get these going for them if we can. He is woefully underwhelmed by whatever is going on. It's like he's gonna burp, and then he'll be like, "That's about all I got." So, okay, we got some eye stalks going for this guy, which is kind of cute. I think he's funny. He's like, I got better things to do with my life, but I'm not gonna. Okay, let's give some highlights to not only her hair, but to him. There's a little guy up here. Let's just do. Now let's not do that. Let's give some highlight to her hair. And get some body in here. As you can't see that she's got hair at all. It just looks like a big black thing. Some kind of... Maybe I don't want to do that. Let's go for a darker blue. What we're doing here is just adding in some highlights to her hair so that she looks like there's some depth to what's going on here. And then around this guy, she's got some, like he's deflecting her hair. And that looks a little too bright for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here with the black and just go back over it a little like this. And that'll straighten it down a little. We want this to be very understated. People with hair this dark, they get a reflection off of it because the hair is extraordinarily coarse. And so it becomes effectively shiny just by the nature of being so coarse. It's a very thick hair. That's why you have like this kind of look from folks from Asia too, as it's very, very, very coarse hair. And I think that makes for of course the difference between the African culture's hair, because that's curly and coarse. And so they get like, not only do they get curly, which is irritating, but they get coarse. So it ends up being effectively springs on their heads. They get really cool effects that they can do, though. Really neat effects. Asians, on the other hand, their hair just ends up being pretty straight. What cracks me up is how much we don't like what we are given, and we kind of want other things. I always kind of wanted hair that was like this. You know, more exciting and more springy, and especially as a kid, I envied everybody who had hair like this, which was funny because people who had hair like this envied my hair. And I think that that's part of the being a kid part, you know. You just don't like what you got. And it's sort of a thing. It's kind of a bummer. That's the nature of things, though. Right? And go through here. Just darken this a little here, right through here. We're just going to darken this in right through here. We're going to do the same thing right along here. We're just going to darken this out. And this will hide the fact that we've still got these lines going for us here. And actually what I will do is, instead of doing that, I'll do this. Right? And I'm just going through and just kind of strengthening this. Just going through and doing this too. There we go. This hand is underneath, this arm is underneath the other arm. So I'm going to go ahead and just really darken it in right through here. Give it some shadow. It just gives it some body. It looks like it's actually there, and actually a real thing. We'll give her hand the same kind of body through here. Right, we're just gonna go on and just do this. This will help us quite a getting the feel that there's roundness here and weight. It's funny. I remember being in college, and my teachers would say all these things that I'm saying right now, and I would think that they were bonkers. And now, now I say the same things, and I actually know what they were talking about, and I feel kind of embarrassed that I thought they were bonkers. You know. What I'm really doing here is just covering up that line. And yeah, we're getting a little out there. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just put this Comic Ink line here and go back in and just clean up right through there. All right. The lobsters and the animals and things like that, they can go without the painterly effect. But if I go too much into this without kind of clearing it up, it distracts from the picture. So I'm going to have to get some of these squared away. Right, I'm just going to come down here like this. All we're doing is just clearing out the lab coat's lines. She doesn't have lines anymore. And that way, we don't have to worry about it. Just like this. We're just going through and I'm just cleaning this up, right? Just making it look a little less like a hand-drawn thing and more like a painting. And that's what we're doing right here. We're just more like a painting. There we go. Just like that. I'm noticing, though, that putting the buttons on the front of her lab coat makes this look more like a chef's coat, which works. In a way, I kind of imagine her brewing things or cooking things or some other kind of horrors that we are not going to mention. I mean, she's certifiable, so who knows what she's doing. All right. There we go. There we go. We're just smoothing all of this out. We've got some highlights going on here on this side of her hand. So, there we go. That's looking a whole lot weirder, crazier, and stranger. I like it. It's looking good. So we'll go ahead and hit save. To save real quick, we'll take a quick break while I stretch my wrist out. I feel like we have the wrong angle for this monitor, which that's fine. We'll get that squared away too. I'm going to check the overlay on it. There we go. And let's talk a little bit about background on this. Dr. Mom's colors. Every one of these characters has colors. So we're going to look at Dr. Mom. Dr. Mom. And her info. Sienna. So it's brown. I don't know if I've got her power colors. Let's take a look and see here. So let's see what her power colors say. Okay. That works. So I don't actually see her power colors, so we're going to go on ahead and I'm just going to put in a burnt sienna background, which is more like over here, and we're just going to splatter this up a little because we got this background here we're going to do. So I've got these texture brushes. I'm trying really hard not to distract from this, and unless they need a background, I'm just putting in splatters and splashes and things like that, because it works really well to... I'm going to get down here to my water brushes. I've got some watercolor splatters and things like that. These are great. These dried blood splatters. They look creepy enough that people are like, what's that? You know what I mean? So it works really well. The problem is we have to do this game. I can't duplicate them. Looks like Australia. I'm hitting you with the Australia brush. Okay, do that. Right. This gives us we're just getting a texture back here. Trying not to repeat the pattern more than I absolutely have to. But this works well for just getting a good rando pattern going on here. Right, and making it so that it's not intensely obvious. And now we're just going to darken it up. I'm going to put some green in it just to make it sickly, right? And we'll just make it sickly here. Because we don't know what the heck's going on. Lower left looks like lower right. Okay. I'll fix that. Thank you. There's some good splatters in here. I find very entertaining. Alright. Now this is just going to add to the chaos of this, right? I mean, it just looks sickly and gross, which is the way it should look. This. Kind of want a little bit of, I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something weird. So let's do some sickly yellows in here too. Alright, you're going to be able to see that repeating pattern. So we'll do something more on that. Alright. Big Australia. Shiny new Australia. Nope. There. One other thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a gradient fill. Other way. There. Now she's just, I don't know what's going on back there, sort of evil, you know. Ugh. She's popping out of this picture quite a bit. When we look at the Dr. Mom. There we go. Trying not to confuse any more than I have to here. But I feel like that background's getting now too loud and too noisy. So we're going to have to work on it. Which is fine. This may just be a matter of color dodge. I gotta admit, the color dodge makes it even better. That's kind of cool, actually. Looks like something exploding in her lab behind her. Kablam! Still kind of questionable on some of this stuff, so. Let's get that. Let's take the ink layer off. Let's look at this and see if there isn't something that fits better. Okay, so we're going to bring up the hue sat. I'm just going to pivot it around. Red almost looks evil. Oh, that looks like some kind of internal organs or something. Oh, I like this a whole lot better. There we go. Oh, that's a good card. That looks good. Okay. A couple more small things and then we'll be done with this card. For example, I feel like I really want And all the way back up to the top and do my watercolor brush. And then just come in here with a very tight watercolor brush on here. There we go. More like this. Perfect. Just like that. We're just merging this together, making it look like it was intentional. There we go. There. Like we meant to do that. We're just going through here and cleaning this up. Alright. There we go. Getting on the bottom side here. At some point, I'm going to have to go over and address something that's been a problem with this card since the very, very beginning. I'm going to take care of that right now. And that's the fact she is. This card's had this problem for a while. And that is, she has two thumbs. Who has two thumbs? She has two thumbs. Get rid of one of her thumbs. Oh, there we go. And that's fixed. We'll go through here. We're just going to clean this up. And a bigger brush for this stuff because I'm kind of going through here and just I want to get it to have that paint effect. There we go. There we go. There. We got these guys going on here. She's got things in her hair, and I like this. This is a good card. All right. A couple more small things we're going to do through here. This, like this, going to be like that. And we're going to just do this. Right, going through here. And all I'm doing is just coloring this dark side underneath here to kind of just give it more weight. Okay, check the overlay. Now we got to do the creatures eating the card, which is you guys. Right? So we'll go up to ink 2 because these guys need some loving. They're eating the card and stuff. So let's get these guys fixed. Fourth wall breaking here going on. Get a little bit of a lighter color for the top side of him right here, right on the edge of the card. There we go. Just like that. We'll do the same thing for the bottom side of the card. I'm just going to take the existing brown that's all here and just pick a middle on it. Right. We're just going to go through here and we're just doing that. Chomp. This guy's just chomping away. Look at him go. So he's just eating at the edge of the card here. So I'm going to take the card and deflect it out. I'm going to take some of this so that it's like he's bending the card a little bit. And then just come along like that. So he's deflecting the card a small amount. Jump. This is fun. There we go. All right. So this cute little guy over here is chomping on the card. These guys up here are crawling along the card. Start with this guy. Who's probably saying something akin to, "Kill me." Oh, poor dude. All right. Putting in legs. Putting in the legs. I think I'm somewhat disturbed by how well I know insect bodies, especially since I hate insects. Seems like a thing. Hey, got two of the last little bits going on here. There we go. Putting in a shine around the side of the carapace. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of a shine on the legs. Make them very shiny. She's definitely some kind of monster. She's turning people into insects. Help me, kill me. Okay. Let's go in here. We're just gonna do his wee little face. what we're doing here, actually, let's see if this is a smaller brush. We're just going through here and there we go, just like this. All right. There's some poor kid, I think. Give him some spiky hair to make him feel. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go through like this. There we go. I'm gonna go for a very, very small watercolor brush so I can get in here and do this. There we go. All right, definitely like, kill me. Okay. Since he is a bug, I want to. He's also on the actual curtain, or he's on the. Last little guy, this little guy over here with antenna, who's blissfully eating stuff. I think he actually might be drunk. We don't really know. Maybe he really knows. Yeah, not too big. We're gonna go through. We're just gonna do this. Going through here, like that, like so. all I'm doing here is just giving some roundness to his body. Obviously, now we'll go through here. I think he's drunk. I'm not sure. He looks like he's got his. Claws into things here. Tongue. He's just kind of, he's just hanging out here. He got his little tongue hanging out. He's asleep. Right. Give this a little bit of just a touch up. Here and on the underside of his face, just do this. Because I don't know what kind of creature this is. I don't think anybody knows who these creatures are. Not even 100% sure Dr. Mom knows who these creatures are. But some of them are shiny. This one's shiny. This is kind of fun, actually. Well, I mean, I guess that's a given. But still. Here we go. You go along here. What I'm doing here is I'm just highlighting the parts that would probably be lit up by the light source, which is to the left. And I think we're going to just take this. He's just asleep. He went to sleep chewing on the thing. His job was to chew on the thing, and instead he went to sleep. We'll find some little cute guy. He just went. He's gone to sleep. Go through here like that. He's conked. We'll get a little bit of inside of his nose, right through here like this. Nostrils like that. And this guy's out. Zork. Save. So we got 3 layers for this card. It's going to be kind of a unique card in that it's got 3 different layers for it, but it should be fine. Okay, I'm feeling good about this card, so I'm going to kill all of my guides and help here because I don't need them anymore. We've got the background. And ink 1. That's the overlay. Ink 2. And this is our card. Dr. Mom, I think, is ready to rock and roll. She looks crazy. Her little creatures are crazy. She's got a whole bunch of stuff, and it's a noisy, busy card, and that's fine. So let's save this for them. Here's save as Dr. Mom. Say PNG. Over here and say background. Interesting, it's coming up over here. Okay. We'll say save as. Oh, could not save because you're still saving. Come on, finish saving. Keep on saving. We're saving lots, saving. Okay, I'm done. Well, maybe I'm not done, but you get the idea. Staying alive, drinking some coffee. Drinking some coffee. Drink some. Hey. Well, this is taking a long time to save. Hey. Okay, well, there's that. Hope everybody's still doing good out there in the real world. So, yep, I am supposed to be receiving my photography lights today, which is great. I say while I'm waiting for the save to go through. So, yeah. Photography lights I put on order. These are really nice lights. They are a flat panel LED light, which can be set for any color I want. I also should be receiving my photography booth, a little teeny photography booth. The bigger one comes, I want to say tomorrow, but it might actually be the next day. But these photography booths are designed so that when you put light on either side of them, they illuminate the object in the center. I do photography, so there's a lot of that going on. Hey, we're done. Ding. Now we'll save the ink. Save as. We'll go for PNG. Call this ink 1. There we go. So yeah, the photography booth should allow me to be able to take pictures of minis and things like that. I'll be able to take pictures of all kinds of stuff. Photography booth is 4 feet by 4 feet, which means I should be able to stick my kid in there. But these are really neat. That's how you get those really cool pictures that you've seen of just the object and it's all white on them and it's well lit and everything like that. So I put 2 of these lights on either side and I can change the color of the lights so I can have blue on one side and white on the other or whatever. It's great for taking pictures of spaceships. Does not need the overlay, but does need this. This is ink 2. I feel like I should give them the overlay as it stands in here so that they'll know what the reference is. Because I feel kind of like without the overlay, they don't quite have an idea of where everything should be positioned. So we're going to go through here. We're going to do PNG. And we're going to say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Overlay. That way they've got reference. Because otherwise they won't have reference as to where everything goes. I want to make sure that they can reference where things go and put them in the proper place and stuff. So that's where we're headed on this one. And then we will call Dr. Mom a done deal. And then we've got about 10 minutes left in the show. Ones will work just a little bit longer on Off Your Little Dipper. And that should, I'll just work on that off show. So once we're done with this, and we are done with this, we'll say, he's nervous about that, right? So we'll go to the save, delete layer, delete layer, and then we'll save as one more time. And this time we'll save this as the JPEG so that they'll have a guide for this. Save. And that gives them a guide. And then we'll save it as a PSD and we'll close it. And then we'll come back to Officer Little Dipper. Okay. And we'll work for just a few more minutes on Officer Little Dipper. One of the things I talked to the guys about last night was the car. So I'm actually going to do a hue set on the car and colorize it. Turn the saturation down and maybe up. Turn the saturation up. And let's look at some options because I really want this to be a police car. So what we can do is I want to use his power colors in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take real quickly here and we're just going to do this. We're going to go through here. We're going to bring up comic. We're just going to trace this is going to be the vehicle's power lines. To adjustments, brightness and contrast, bring up the brightness of this quite a bit. Now what we can do with this is say blending options. We're going to do outer glow. We're going to choose this color. Slightly this spread less than this. I actually think I'm going to go for this color to be the glow. No, don't be goofy. And then we're just going to adjust up the power lines on the car. We're going to take these adjustments, and this is where I'm going to HueSat, because HueSat can give me a lightness capability. Now his car's got these nice glowing lines, which look cool. Seriously cool, right? So if I take the glowing line, and I can even trace over here. This. And now I'm going to have to clean it up because I'm a goofball and didn't look like I wanted it to. So let's go ahead and do this. And so. Just like that. And now his space age police cruiser looks very space age and police cruisery, which works very well. And we'll even take a little bit of this green glow and we'll paint it into his suit, right? Because like right here, he's just sticking right on this, right? So we'll do that. And this certainly needs to be highlighted as part of this green glow of this power cord here. Like that. Just getting some highlights on the green glow. He certainly put his foot on top of the green glow, so we've got that kind of going for us here. The other thing I'm going to do is his helmet bubble is just a little bit opaque. Yeah, not quite opaque enough. So I'm going to give it some blue in here. And what I'm actually going to do is this. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We're only doing this. We're not going to keep it this way. We're not actually on the letter itself. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And we're just going to go around like so. And then I'm going to take the bubble here. I'm just going to inside here like so. And this will give this bubble sort of the effect of being lighter and then getting darker towards the edge. But it'll also help me sort of get into this spot I'm looking for right here. Right? Coming in right through here. And we're just doing this. Right? I'm just going to go through like this. Right here, and then just really do that. Then we're going to be able to just take this and do like a multiply will give me enough of that bubble that you can see it now, right? You can see the bubble around his helmet there. That multiply helps a whole lot make that bubble stand out, which is really what I'm after. Because now we're really doing good here. Okay? So this guy is coming along just fine, but we're going to have to do some more work with him in a minute. So I'm digging this card, and it's working pretty well for me. We're going to come back here and turn off the screen share. Okay, so we got ourselves a new camera. I like the new camera. That works. We've made it through a lot of... Oh, hey, I can see right here is like the edge of my monitor, and it causes a neat little reflection. See, now I'm just screwing with the monitor. I'm screwing with the camera. I think I need to adjust the camera just a hair. So there you go, guys. That's our show for today. I appreciate you guys all being with me. It's been a good day. We did a good job, and I think we've done some good work. And I'm sad that you guys won't be able to watch me finish off Officer Little Dipper, but he needs to go out the door today, so I'm going to just go on ahead and work for the rest of the afternoon on him. And that should clear that up. So for those of you who will be here tomorrow, I'm going to be working then more on Fred's pieces tomorrow. So I'm going to have a couple of Fred's pieces on the clock. I've already put one of Ron's pieces out, so we're going to start another one of Ron's pieces. But I'm trying to clear my work list as fast as possible before Bellatrix Rising starts. Because once Bellatrix Rising starts, we're going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday on comics, and Tuesday and Thursdays on commissions. So that's how that's going to kind of lay out. So there you go, my friends. Okay, it is noon. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Go get lunch. I'll talk to you later. Bye.